Hello everyone, this is Lord Shadrach speaking. I have some good news. It seems Inanna Snow has finally replied to my video that I directed at her, and this right here is going to be a more condensed version of what I'm going to say, because I have like 2 or 3 pages worth of notes of what I want to say. Alright, first of all, Inanna, I want to thank you for taking the time to reply to me. And second of all, if you took offense to any actions on my part in the video aimed at you, I do apologize. It was just to get a reaction. Now, you talk about how the Earth is all flat and everything, yet science has proven again and again that it is round. In fact, I'm even going to show you some photographs about the Earth being round. Now, you do notice that it is round, right? In fact, the Earth has been proven round time and time again, even by the ancients. That the ancient scientists who put their faith in the beliefs of old that you hold so dear to you, these individuals actually proved that the Earth was round. The same can be said for the Norsemen and Columbus, who sailed the oceans much later on. Then you talk about how humanity is supposed to be geared towards a vegan diet and how you do it for morality reasons and everything. That right there is an opinion, not a fact. Now, I don't have any issue with you being a vegan. That is your business. That is your right to do so. And anyone who wants to be a vegan, that's their business. I'm fine with it. Just don't force it on people like me that don't want to be vegan. Now, according to a Harvard University study, there was an evolutionary process and an evolutionary benefit to consuming meat. Now, according to the study, these two individuals by the name of Catherine Zink and Daniel Lieberman came to the realization that proto-humans, if they were to eat nothing but plant-based foods, they would have to go through 15 million chewing cycles a year. And that is a lot of chewing right there. So that's where meat eating came into play. Meat eating allowed proto-humans to obtain the nutrients they needed on a greater scale, thus reducing the need to consume vast amount of plant-based foods. Now, if you want to see the article, I can provide the article below. I can even provide the Time magazine article in which this study appeared in. And I'm also going to provide a very interesting article I came across from a vegan site of all places called Vegan Biologist. Now, the article in question is an article that states humans are not herbivores. Now, it's ironic that even a vegan should write such a thing. Now, before you make this concept or claim of me being an atheist, I'm here to tell you for the fact and for the record, I am not an atheist. I never was, I never will be. I am a Christian theistic evolutionist whom believes in evolutionary development to be a God-guided process. But I'm not here to talk about theistic evolution or what have you. In fact, let's just move on to what I want to say in regard to this video. Then there's this talk about how you believe eating animals to be, slaughtering animals to be the equivalent of slaughtering human beings. There is no connection between the two. Animals being slaughtered are not slaughtered willy-nilly. They're slaughtered for food products, they're slaughtered for leather products, glue, and certain lubricants. As for human beings, if someone slaughters human beings, they're doing that for genocidal reasons. Now, all this belief about animals being enslaved, that is a bunch of nonsense, and I can tell you, as I have seen animals grazing freely in the open fields, and this applies to horses and cattle and oxen, and the reason that animals are used to pull heavy loads is that these animals have the strength necessary to do this work. Like, for example, you have a plowman, an ancient plowman before they built the tractor, and in certain parts of the world where they don't have this technology available, they had to use oxen because the ox were strong enough to pull the plow to till the lands. And it's been like that forever. So this concept of animals being forced into slavery is nonsense. I just don't see the connection. But if there is something I'm in complete agreement with you, is that there are some animals that do need to be protected. And I'm only saying this in regard to endangered animals. Considering that these very endangered animals are at risk for extinction, there needs to be done to protect these animals and their habitats, lest they end up extinct. And another thing that I want to stress that I do agree with in vegans, and this is one thing I do agree with vegans, actually one of two, I should say, is that meat eaters need to realize that eating too much meat is a bad thing, and that meat eaters need to balance their diets in the way of eating more fruits and vegetables and a little bit of grains and what have you. Now, vegans, as a meat eater, I can appreciate the fact that you stress this concept of better health habits, but you gotta understand that going vegan should be a personal choice. If someone doesn't want to go vegan, that is their personal business. You cannot force anyone to go vegan. It has to be a personal choice. And if people don't want to go vegan, then that's their business. They made their choice. Now that we've got those issues out of the way, let's focus on the incarnation or prayer that you've discussed. I want to thank you for explaining that to me so that I have a better understanding of what that incarnation or prayer is. Quite honestly, Inanna, when I saw the videos where you did that, I was a little put off by it because I thought it was very strange. It was very alien to me, and I didn't know what it all meant. Now that you've taken the time to explain it, I now have a better understanding as to why you do it. It's a way of admiration and praise to your god or goddess. In the Christian faith, we have something similar called the Lord's Prayer, which I will have typed below in the video description. And in case you're wondering, in case you're not familiar with it, the Lord's Prayer is basically a model prayer for those in the Christian faith on how we should pray, as if we're an example from Jesus on how to pray to God. And that's basically how it is. That's basically what it is. It's the Lord's Prayer is a blueprint for Christians on how to pray. Now, another issue I want to discuss about me, it's an issue about myself, is about my weight loss issues, because at the most I've weighed has been 192 pounds, and at one time I weighed at least 150. So, in a sense, being 188 pounds as of recent for me is a gold star for me, because I've cut out sodas and cokes from my diet. And believe me, Inanna, that was the best thing I ever did, because I now sleep better, I'm not as jittery as I was, and also I'm eating more in the way of fruits and vegetables for snacks instead of just chips and snack foods and what have you. Still, I have a lot to go in the way of my ideal weight of 160 pounds. Now, if you notice, I am drinking some Aquafina right here that I got out the vending machine at work, and I do need to obtain a new case of water bottles so that I can drink more water, or I can just use the faucet in the kitchen. Now, if you notice, all my room is covered with boxes and filled with boxes. It's mainly that I'm trying to get everything organized. I'm trying to get everything in this heap basically put together, because one day I'm going to totally reorganize everything. The boxes are there to ensure that everything is easier to transport out, so that when I do reorganize everything, I can open the boxes and put what needs to be put up and what have you. Because, you know, I don't intend on having this heap being disorganized. But then again, if you want to know what's in these boxes, by the way, they're books, because I'd love to read and I love to research things. And I have heard that the more messy a person's workspace is, the more intelligent they are. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this about myself. I'm just saying this as a fact of scientific research. Because they've actually done research on the most intelligent men throughout history and most intelligent women, and found out that those with messy desks were seen as very creative and very intelligent people. Now, in closing, Inanna, this is where you can take a jab at me. If there's anything I've said in this video that you want to ask me, or a viewpoint that I hold that you want to give a counterpoint to, it can be anything. Or if you can ask me questions about my love of meat, my religious views, my political views, even the strange beliefs that I may hold at times, because I'm not the run-of-the-mill Christian, mind you. Because I do have some interesting beliefs, and I'd love to share them with you. Then you're more than welcome to make a video response to me. And you can even, if you want to, you can watch the video I made about the Channel Awesome debacle. I don't know if you're familiar with the Nostalgia Critic, or Mars Girl, or Jew Wario, or Angry Joe, or any of those people. But if you want to watch the video I made in regard to that, you're more than welcome to. And you can even give an opinion on that. That's fine with me. That's up to you. I'm not forcing you. I'm just asking you if you want to. But I really hope to hear from you again, Inanna, because it really meant a lot to me that you took the time to reply to me, and now I'm giving you an answer to your video in the hopes that you can understand me a little bit better. In closing, I look forward to your reply to this video, and I look forward to keeping this open dialogue going, so that we can understand each other and our viewpoints and counter views and things that we both like and dislike, and why we feel the way we feel. Again, I thank you for the time that you took in regard to making the video, and now I look forward to your reply to this video that I'm making right here. This is Lord Shadrach, signing off. To those of you who are watching, please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.